Question 5 is coming from series, and we are seeing this one here is an AP, but then it is coupled with trigonometry. The first and second terms of an AP are tan theta and sin theta respectively, where theta ranges from 0 to pi over 2. That is in the first quadrant. Part A, given that theta is equal to pi over 4, find the exact sum of the first 40 terms of the progression. Okay, now our first term is A, which is equal to tan theta. Now, since theta is equal to pi over 4, then we shall say tan pi over 4, which will give us a 1. Okay. Then the second term is A plus D, which is equal to sine of theta. So the common difference is therefore going to be sine of theta, which theta is pi over 4, then minus our A we have gotten as 1. Okay, so this one is going to be sine of pi over 4, that is the same as root 2 over 2, then minus 1. So that is what we are having there. And now they are saying find the exact sum of the first 40 terms. So sum of the first n terms of an AP, Sn is equal to n over 2 into 2a, then plus n minus 1d. So the sum of the first 40 terms, this one is going to be equal to 40 divided by 2, and then 2 times our A, which is 1, then plus the 40 minus 1, that is 39, then times our D is root 2 over 2 minus 1. So that is what we are having there. Now, they said exact. That means we don't need the decimals that we get from this root 2 over 2. Okay, so let's multiply over through. This one is 20, then times 2. That one will give us 40, right? Then plus 20 times the 39, then root 2 over 2 minus 1. Simplified, this one will be 40. 2 times, when I multiply here, first of all, this one here, we'll cancel this one, you'll get a 10. So 390 root 2, we shall get 390, then root of 2. And then this one here is going to be 39 times 2. I think that is 78, right? So if that is 78, then that will be 780. You see that? Now 40 minus 780, that is minus 740. So meaning our answer is going to be 390 root of 2 minus 740. That is the exact. As simple as that. Now they are saying the first and second terms of a GP are tan theta and sin theta respectively, where again theta is ranging from 0 to pi over 2, but B Roman 1, find the sum to infinity of the progression. All right, now we have again our A, which is the first term, is equal to tan of theta. All right, then we have the second term, which is AR, which is equal to sine of theta. You see that? So for us to get to the common ratio, it is going to be the second term, which is sine theta, divided by the first term, which is tan of theta. But then tan of theta is the same as sine theta over the cosine of theta. So this one will give us sine of theta over 1, then times the reciprocal of the denominator. This will be cosine of theta over the sine of theta. So you can see that this one disappears, and therefore R is equal to the cosine of theta. And we know that sum to infinity of a GP is equal to A out of 1 minus R. So our A is tan theta. So I will say tan of theta, then out of 1 minus the radius, not the radius, sorry. The common ratio is cos theta. So that is that in terms of cosine of, in terms of theta. It doesn't mean that you must have theta, theta, theta. No, but theta can be in the trigonometric functions. So it can be that, or you can even go further. There are many that you can put here. Tan can be in terms of sine theta over the cosine of theta. Okay, that means that cosine of theta can find this one down here and it multiplies with it. Then you have 1 minus the cosine of theta. It's all up to you whether you want it like that or this one here. Both are correct. Okay, then let's proceed. Roman 2, given that theta is equal to pi over 3, okay, find the sum of the first 10 terms of the progression. Give your answer correct to 3 significant figures. Now, we know that the first term is tan of theta, so we need to get tan of pi over 3. Tan of 60 is root 3, okay? And then r, the common ratio, remember we have seen it is cosine of theta, so cosine of pi over 3, this one gives us a half. Okay, now sum of the first n terms of a GP, we see that r here is less than 1, so I will use a into 1 minus r, then to the power of n out of 1 minus r. We can also use a into r to the power of n minus 1 out of then r minus 1. Here, that is when r is greater than 1. Okay, here that is when r is less than 1. But even if you use this one, still, when r is less than 1 and you use this one here, the negative that comes from here cancels with the negative that comes from there. So it doesn't matter which one you use. Now let us look at sum of the first 10 terms. That means our a is 10. So we shall have a, which is root of 3, then into 1 minus r is a half, then to the power of 10, and then we shall have 1 minus a half. Okay, of course, this one here is going to give us a half. Now, when you put a half here down, then the 2 will somersault and come up here. Okay, that means the whole thing is going to be 2 root of 3 into 1 minus 1 over 2 power 10. 1 over 2, then power 10. So altogether, what do we get to 3 significant figures? 2 root of 3 into 1 minus 0.5 power 10. So this whole thing to 3 significant figures, we shall write 3.46. 3.46. 3 significant figures. As simple as that.